switch tabs at all, because it may disconnect you from Max Out Club. So just keep that tab open, guys. And people saying, Chris, the wind is gone. So
all right,
gone with the wind. Chris, I think we have 4 ready players. So what I think we should do is go ahead and start.
Count them all down simultaneously.
That's right. Let's go. Should we do it at the same time? Oh my god.
Let's try.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. I'll give it a B-, Chris. All right, and we are underway, guys. Dog and Marq on the top. Pepe versus Nolan, a.k.a. Eggmaster, on the bottom. If you followed him in the online seed. Of course, Dog playing Tetris. Frequent participant every single month in the online scene, and actually runs his own series of tournaments called Classic Tetris Brawl. He also has the record for the highest ever qualifying score in any online event, which was 1.3, way high. So this should be fireworks. And of course, Marq, Chris, known as one of the fastest hyper tappers in the world, right along with Eric, who we saw last week.
I think I'm not watching the correct screen.
Oh, okay.
I clicked watch stream, but I don't see the game. I see a bracket instead.
Oh, no worries. Here we go. What about that? Try that.
Do I need to reset it? Let me see.
You shouldn't need to.
Yeah, I'm seeing. It says Vandweller screen.
Okay, if you go to it, you don't see it?
Yeah, I'm just seeing the bracket right now, and not the games.
That's really weird.
I'll stop watching and then restart. Okay, going to watch stream, and it's still on the bracket.
That's alright. We'll pick my monitor. Yeah, that's weird that you're not seeing that. Still seeing just the bracket?
Yeah.
Alright.
So my CT1 live stream and then watch stream should do it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just getting the Group C bracket right now.
Alright, let me go ahead and unshare my screen to you.
Okay.
I'll share it back.
Close stream.
Here, we'll actually do it this way. Alright, so let's see. We got Dog on the left side, 221, and Marq 186 here in the early goings. Already in the mid-50s of lines here. And Pepe 182, Nolan 201.
Yeah, that works. I see both screens, but that's fine. And Marq building high on the left early on, dealing with a bit of a drought. But wow, just his hyper tapping ability, able to get things just stacked up so high there, just able to dump pieces and then hold out for that long bar. Boom, Tetris for Marq. And Dog now building up high as well. This is a pretty close match so far. Dog up about 80,000 points at 296,000 now, compared to Marq's 240. Meanwhile, on the bottom, it's also a very close game. Pepe just up by a Tetris at 254,000. And oh, Nolan catching up just there with Tetris of his own and at 254 as well. Pepe with he was going for a I-bar tuck there, but he decides to bail and build on top. And he's going to burn that off with a triple, opening up a 3 wide. See what he puts there to rebuild his well. Meanwhile, Dog has opened up a 100,000 point lead now over Marq. Marq firing back with a Tetris. 2 Tetrises now, so still a very competitive game. And Dog just also with a very high Tetris rate going on, 70% to Marq's 50%.
Now Pepe on the bottom with a long bar dependency there, good for a triple, but kind of waiting on this long bar, kind of mini drought here of 16 pieces. Ends up having to cover it. He knocked it down a little bit, but he's getting tough in the middle. for Pepe, but
Yeah, he's having to burn off from the top and then settle for doubles and triples on the way down. Okay, he's almost out of it, though. It's a dig, but Nolan hasn't really capitalized on it. He's only ahead by one Tetris. 347,000 points now for Pepe, 377 for Nolan. Meanwhile, on top, Dog's lead is just opening up, 129,000 points. Marq banging down a Tetris, reducing it to about 100,000 point difference.
Oh, look at Nolan here. Nolan's going to top out at 377. Now, Pepe's in a chase down situation. A Tetris would get him almost all the way there. But he is approaching transition, and that left side for Pepe. Okay, he's going to knock this down. And now he's a Tetris away. 22,000 points.
That's just needs one more. That's going to be a triple there.
And that left side's going to be really tough for him, but it's actually getting down
and manageable. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, early shift for Pepe.
Yeah, he got that line bar over.
Now he's three lines away from transition, Chris.
Yeah.
And needs 9,000 points. And a little bit of a problematic board. Gets a long bar over.
He's open.
It gets a long bar, and he's going to take game one.
Pepe.
Wow. All right. So let us go ahead and get that. The heart for Pepe.
Meanwhile, Dog up 154,000 points with 616,000 points to Marq's 461. Marq has a lot of catching up to do, but he's in good shape. His board is nice and clean, so he's just going to have to play perfect from here on out because that deficit's pretty big for where they're at right now. And Dog just playing incredible Tetris.
Ooh, Marq setting up in column 8 and gets the Tetris.
Yeah, sometimes just you got to build it where it comes, and Marq's pulling out all the stops. He's not holding back one bit. He's got a double I-bar dependency now. He's going to have to fill that in and take a couple of doubles, which he does. And Dog maintains its 150,000 point lead now at 708,000 max out pace to Marq's 555.
Yeah, there's still time for Marq to come back, but, we're only on level 23. There is another 60 lines to go, but it is definitely a deficit for Marq. Dog is going to need some kind of slowdown in order for Marq to close this gap.
Right.
And if there's one thing that Dog can do, it's play very, very efficiently and put up, almost at will. Max outs, 1.1s, 1.2s.
Yeah, this is just an incredible first performance for today. Wow.
Yeah,
way high on the left.
802 for Dog, 677 for Marq here on level 24, level 25. Simul Tetris.
Marq's playing a great game. He's at 708. I mean, this could be a double max out game right off the bat. Yeah, Marq's definitely taking it too.
Yeah, he's trying not to burn, you can see.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Ooh.
All right, boom Tetris for Marq, but he's still back by 150,000 here. With only 23 lines left to go until the thrill screen. So this may be a little bit too much for Marq to chase down, especially with that board state now.
Yeah, Dog is ready to max out here. A couple more Tetrises will do it. And looks like Marq will play to kill screen. Have we seen Marq play post 29?
I mean, I got to imagine he can do it. And Marq knows the situation because he just brought that piece back in to keep the well open, and he's just really going all in right now. And the game not cooperating, and Marq's... Yeah, he's going to top out.
Able to get out of that. And Dog maxes out with authority. And, I mean, he was on level 28. He could have gotten a few more lines there, but just chooses to top it out and get that drink of water, stay hydrated.
That's right.
Well, it's always important to stay hydrated.
That's right. Everybody in chat, please stay hydrated.
Right. We see how the players, prepare for their next round. I also love how Dog and Marq have very similar unorthodox Tetris grips, with holding the controller vertically.
Yeah, I mean, hypertapping does not admit of just holding it in the normal way that we grew up with, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
There's just unless you're Thor. Now, Thor seemed to have a fairly standard grip, but he would kind of jitter the controller with, his left thumb, right? So that sort of allowed him to do that. But many players having to do a switch grip here. We got 2 ready, so let's go ahead and start at the top. Now on the bottom, we've got Pepe at 230 and Nolan at 152. And Nolan with kind of a canyon in the middle of his stack. This is going to take some burning. And actually getting some really nice pieces to fill all this in.
Yeah, that's going to allow Pepe to open up that 100,000 point lead. And let's see if Nolan opens up a well on the left. No, he takes a triple.
Look at Pepe right now. Needs to keep it open and gets the Tetris. That's going to take some pressure off his stack. But it's still, you know, those kind of top 6 or 7 lines on his stack are really going to slow him down. This might...
He'll skim off the top, and he's got a 100,000 point lead. I foresee him opening up maybe after about 4 or 5 more line clears if he can do it efficiently.
Yeah, but this is going to allow Nolan to get, a couple of Tetrises in the bank here. Close that gap to maybe within, 60 some odd thousand. Oh, but Nolan's actually got he's going to have to take a triple here to clear that. It's going to set his efficiency back a bit. Tetris for Nolan.
Yeah, Pepe's up. And Pepe's back with a clean board. And yeah, Nolan has fought back now within a Tetris and a half, maybe 2 Tetrises away from catching up.
Yeah, Pepe just couldn't really, get rid of that dig and close it out. But finally he does. It opens up the left side.
Meanwhile, up on top, we're neck and neck. Both players at 140,000 point range. Really competitive up there early on.
Marq having to make a few gaps on the top of his stack. That's going to cause him to burn. And Dog with not really a great stack at this moment. So I'm going to have to do a few tucks here to get all this set up. And he finally is. And bang, Tetris for Dog.
Yeah, both of them having a big run of Tetrises and just scoring really high, having to do some playfield maintenance now. And that'll put Dog ahead by 1 Tetris.
Now, Pepe's extended his lead down to the bottom to 72,000, approaching transition. And Nolan really needs to clear this down before transition happens, because he's up pretty high. He's going to get a Tetris, and that's going to help a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the playfields seem nice on top again. And they're right there with each other. 242,000 points for Dog, 228 for Marq right behind. And yeah, they've transitioned on the bottom. Pepe maintaining a lead, 60,000 points, 451,000 points to Nolan's 388.
Nolan's going to knock down that triple on the left side. That's going to take a lot of pressure off his stack right now.
Ooh, Pepe's got a lot of holes, and he just gives up the ghost on that. He's a little bit ahead, but yeah, Nolan's got a pretty easy chase down here.
Yeah, Nolan's got to get to 452, so basically 453, but needs something down there in the bottom of his stack, and I don't know if Nolan's going to get this. This is really tough. Needs to get to 453. And really fighting around mid-next box level right now. Up top, we've got Dog with the Tetris 339, 283 for Marq. Nolan fighting. Really, a misshift. Overshift with the T-piece for Nolan. And I don't think he's going to chase this down, and he's going to top out, and Pepe's going to get a heart.
Pepe just barely staying alive there with the chase down situation. But yeah, Nolan had a burst of just pieces that would not fit, and he dealt with it pretty well, but let it stack up too high, and man, that was a close one. Marq playing way up high. Dog with a 1 Tetris lead, now a 2 Tetris lead. As they approach the 100 line mark, they're just both banging down Tetris. This is going to be another really high-scoring game. Right, Dog with a 70% Tetris rate. 416,000 points now to Marq's 378. And Nolan having to win this game to stay in the winner's bracket here. It's this match versus Pepe.
Yeah, no, just to those of you, that's a good reminder, Chris, to those of you who are just starting to tune in with us, maybe missed last weekend, these matches are double elimination. This whole tournament is double elimination. That means a player has to lose 2 matches in order to be eliminated from the tournament. So players who do lose their first match will be sent down to a bottom bracket, or so people diplomatically have been calling it lower bracket because it's 1 letter away from losers. So a lower bracket.
I heard Bidwell calling it second chance bracket. I kind of like that.
I mean, I like losers bracket. Let's call a spade a spade. I mean, you lost, all right? But yeah, they will be sent down to sort of a second tournament, a second chance, and players will have to fight their way all the way through the losers bracket. The winner of the losers bracket will then face the remaining player in the winners bracket to determine who will actually represent this bracket group in the top 8. So 536 Dog up top, 505 from Marq, right close to transition. Marq's gonna bring that piece back and keep his well open, but
yeah, that's a dicey transition height. Ooh, Marq just barely getting that long bar over, and he does. He's got to burn on the left. Yeah, that was making it just by a frame or 2 there. Having to be super precise, getting over something in the middle with a long bar right after transition. And we are neck and neck. Dog just keeping up there, maintaining that very slight lead now, just half a Tetris away. And Marq having to do some digging now. He's got a lot of holes. And missed rotation there by Marq.
Now, he might still be able to get out of this. He is very fast at getting pieces left and right, but this is really tough for anyone.
Wow. That is some amazing tap speed by Marq.
Oh, no, that left side for Marq. I think Marq's going to top out, and he does.
Yeah, both Dog and Marq with such amazing maneuverability on their pieces.
Yeah, Dog is good. Dog can go ahead and top out. Dog had the lead. I got to remember to say that. It's not enough to say someone topped out, right? So I got to remember to do that right before I Vandweller somebody, which I did that to Nenu in a CTM one time. I still feel bad about it.
Wait, you just kept playing?
Well, he didn't. I mean, he did keep playing, but he very well... I basically said, oh, he's, Nenu is good. You can go ahead and top out. And he really couldn't. Like, he needed to keep playing, and he did, thankfully. But I could have ruined his life right there.
All
right, we got 2 ready players on the top. We'll go ahead and start them. Dog up 2 games to none over Marq. Number 4 seed against the number 61 seed for Marq. Marq from Germany. Dog from the U.S. And Dog is actually the brother of another competitor in this competition, Pixelandy.
Who should be playing a little bit later today over on Classic Tetris 2.
That's right. And by the way, yeah, that's another good thing to mention, Chris. If you just stumbled upon this and, maybe you saw it, on Twitch somewhere, you just said, oh, Tetris, what is this? You can watch the other half of this tournament simultaneously on Classic Tetris 2, twitch.tv/Classic Tetris 2. So have both of them open.
Yeah, definitely our fan base. A great many of the people watching us probably have both of them open.
Yeah, and, almost certainly. Down in the...
Sometimes you'll see spoilers in the chat for the other stream in the comments.
That's true. Now, we're not allowed to say the spoilers. We have been rebuked by...
we've been really good about it. So
I think we've been pretty... I think they've been worse on the other channel. I think they've mentioned... They're the ones that mentioned the spoilers.
And I'm like, hey, they're like... why do they get to talk about theirs?
That's right. So up top, we got Dog 114, Marq 91,000 here in the early goings. Dog's going to Tetris. Pepe down at the bottom, 387, and Nolan 323.
Yeah, Marq's really building up high, and he is liking building high in the middle too. Seeing that tendency there. While Dog builds up high, but he tends to burn down faster. So there's a difference in their playstyles there.
Of course, building up high in the middle, always a danger, regardless of who you are or what you can do, because there's always that possibility that you can catch a piece just on, kind of the very crest of that mountain you've built, and then you hang up, and then it all cascades from there. But Marq so far, 187. He's got a very slight lead. He's going to Tetris here. 210 Marq, 209 Dog. Chris, I think that's officially neck and neck.
Yes, officially neck and neck.
There it is.
Definitely textbook neck and neck.
That's right. The Neck and Neck Institute has approved and sanctioned the use of neck and neck in this case. And we've got down on the bottom Pepe 489 and Nolan 427. Pepe's going to Tetris.
Nolan transition now. 453 is down 2 Tetrises to Pepe's 512, who is going to transition with this next Tetris here. You're off to level 19.
About an 80,000 point difference in favor of Pepe here at transition.
Meanwhile, Dog and Marq still pretty evenly matched. Just about a Tetris behind, but Dog firing back, maintaining just that 1.5 Tetris lead now. Yeah, this is a really stylistically, a very even match up top. And what usually makes a difference is if Marq has to deal with some holes up top, then it becomes a situation where he has to do some burns, and then that's what usually causes Dog to pull ahead. But just their maneuverability is so close on par with each other. It's amazing to see. Marq with the T-spin.
Yeah, both hyper tappers, both very skilled. Marq considered one of the fastest hyper tappers in the world, but you know, Dog is no slouch either. And Dog's stacking and efficiency certainly world class.
I still love the story of how Marq got into the CTWC, where he showed up at Gamescom and he was playing like the wrong version of the game, and then he had to learn NTSC Tetris in like 2 days or something.
Oh yeah, he was playing PAL Tetris, right? The European version. So up top we got Dog at 468, Marq at 406. Marq up a little bit high here. Gonna have to take a burn down the right side. And at the bottom, 673 Pepe, 620 for Nolan. Both players with kind of burn situations, and Nolan kind of dire here. That left side might be inaccessible. And it is, and Nolan's going to top out.
And Pepe is going to take this first match.
And we'll go ahead and give Pepe his heart. And we'll go ahead and finish up this top match here in our... Let's see if it works. Oh my god. Okay, see, I got it. There we go. Let's bring Marq over a little bit.
Yeah, there you can see the vertical controller hand position of both players.
So 584 for Doug. You can tell he's kind of screen looking here. 524 for Marq. Marq up a little bit high, close to transition, but getting a nice Tetris to burn this down and close the gap as well. And another Tetris for Marq.
Yep, that's what he needs. They're going to be pretty close to the score on transition here.
Marq having to do a few extra burns here going into transition.
He does it with a double there. His board's still in good shape. He takes a triple there, opting to take it safe.
Now the way this will work, just making sure we're safe here before I go ahead into this long thing. The way this is going to work is that the winner of this match will go ahead and play Pepe, who is the winner of the other match. And then the two losers of these matches will also face off against one another.
Ooh, fast, high-speed tuck there by Marq. He's got a double eye dependency. He gets one of them. And he bangs down a Tetris. He's going to need to clear out a few lines before he can score again. Dog's playfield's just super clean right now. He's opened up a lead now. 74,000 point lead at 741,000 points to Marq's 668.
Yeah, both on level 21. Marq ahead a little bit in lines by 6 to 8 at any given time.
Yeah, Dog just playing super clean. Having to take a triple there, but his board's just ready to score again. Marq with a center well Tetris there. Dog just pouring on the aggression now. Almost a 100,000 point lead now at 808,000 points. Max out pace.
Yeah, both well within max out and even 1.1 pace, actually. generally speaking, max out pace, kind of lowest boundary you're looking for is like around 800 as you go into 200 lines. So both of these players past that.
And yeah, both their fields are clean. Maybe looking to see a double max out here.
Oh, Marq, that right side getting that square over.
Barely.
And Marq having to take some additional burns here. It's going to slow him down and allow Dog to build up on this lead to 130,000 point lead.
Oh. And Marq not able to fit that in where you wanted it to go, and that's going to top him out.
And yeah, Marq's going to top out, and Dog is already ahead, so Dog will get the heart. A couple of sweeps here in the early goings for the left side players. So all right, give us a moment. We'll go ahead and set this up real quick. Give you flash the bracket at you. If you want to see, we'll watch Dog here for a moment. Vince will hate this because, hey, we want to move steadily through, but I think people want to see what Dog can do here.
Yeah, I mean, Dog just putting on a show, like, of his ability to move the pieces and stack just so efficiently there. Double eye dependency. Let's see what he does with this. Wow, just that maneuverability, just perfect placement.
There's the max out for Dog. Now, I would not call this a competition max out because it's, obviously well established. His opponent has already kind of topped out here, so this is all just for funsies.
You maybe get to see some post 29 play. Wow. Holy cow, that line spin.
And yeah. So Dog with the 1.1. 1.1 million for Dog. Kind of flexing on Marq a little bit and showing people what he can do.
That is amazing. And yeah, we've swapped everything around. We're getting that fact sheet up.
That's right. I'm gonna do it like I'm gonna over comply with Vince this time and just get them up like every single time. And he's gonna get sick of these player bios, but all right, let's get these guys started.
Yeah, I'm learning new things. I didn't know Pepe, played Super Mario 64, so some good stuff.
All right, we are underway now. Of course, Dog and Pepe were the winners of the matches that you saw just moments ago here on twitch.tv/Classic Tetris, and Nolan and Marq were the non-winners, right? So we're trying to put this in a diplomatic way so everyone feels good about themselves. But yes, they were the non-winners, and so they will face off. Now, of course, in a double elimination tournament, if you lose twice, you are out of the tournament. So it is an elimination game down on the bottom. And up top here between Dog and Pepe, they will still remain in the tournament, even if they lose this match.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Dog playing from Texas and Pepe from Argentina. While we've got Marq from Germany versus Nolan from Ohio. So international versus domestic here for us in the U.S.
That's right.
Nice having a true Tetris World Championships.
Well, yeah, I think that's what we were kind of with some of the themes from last week. First, let's give a score check here. Dog 82,000, Pepe 118, and then Nolan 118, and Marq is going to Tetris here and at 120. So, but yeah, I think that was one of sort of the themes that came out of last week. Is so many obviously. We want everyone to be able to participate in this thing, but the fact that it's a live event does impose some limitations and constraints on who's able to attend. And I think, one of the silver linings here of the sort of world situation is that, doing this online does allow some of these players who might otherwise not be able to compete or would do so at great expense to actually get them into the limelight, give them their opportunity. And we saw I don't know how much spoiler we can give, but we did see some international players make their way into the top 8 last week. So I couldn't be kind of happier with how this is turning out given the situation.
Right, as expected. I mean, last year we wanted to see players like Richard attend, and for whatever reason, challenges in travel and whatnot made it so that wasn't possible. But now the doors are open, and the future of this tournament looks really bright. You get to see people from all around the world, so much diversity, so much, just generations of players coming in and being able to inspire each other is great to see it.
We got Dog on the top here, 251. Pepe at 263. Both pretty close in lines. And on the bottom, Nolan 248 and Marq at 264. So all pretty, decent efficiency from all these players going into halfway to transition.
And Dog having to deal with some things in a stack, but just burning it off so efficiently and with so much foresight. It's amazing just watching him stack, and then even if he has some stuff that doesn't quite fit, he'll build something that just burns off later. I remember a lot of the maneuvers that Jonas did early on. Dog just is reminding me of that kind of play.
Yeah, very creative, very able to just find, creative but efficient burns all over the place. It's just very surprising. So, great last frame adjustment there for Pepe to make room for a J piece, I think it was. And he's actually burned all the way down and really neck and neck on top here.
Yeah,
just
really
separated by 6,000 at the bottom and neck and neck on the bottom. So a couple of close matches here.
Yeah, just now going back and forth on the bottom. Marq building up high. And we're neck and neck again.
Dog with a line dependency in the middle of his stack. And no good place to put these Z pieces.
But just putting on a clinic and how to deal with what normally would be a frustrating situation just makes it look easy.
Yeah, we saw some of the kind of younger, kind of online-oriented players actually last week struggle. Obviously, I can't give too much of a spoiler here, or Adam will have a conniption. But, Dog handling these situations very, very well. And not sort of going, too crazy with building too high and waiting too long, and then just letting the RNG kind of, dictate what happens to him, right? He's managing this really well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching Dog play, and I'm being inspired to want to watch this later on, frame by frame, so I can just learn how to burn like that. That is super amazing.
So 438 for Dog, 450 for Pepe, and on the bottom, 494 for Nolan, and 488 for Marq.
Yeah, once again, Marq stacking up really high. Having to take a triple there, but he's going to build on top, and boom, Tetris for Marq. Nolan has just hit the transition. Scores are neck and neck. And Marq hitting his transition with a Tetris. Dirty well there.
Yeah, Nolan up a little bit high, though, but kind of needs a long bar or a burn.
Ooh, he has covered it up.
Just get everything. Oh, how did he get that piece over to the right? Oh, no, Nolan's going to top out at 533, and Marq is good.
Just had a couple of situations where he covered as well right when the long bar came, and he wasn't able to use 3 of them, and he topped out there. So, yeah, Marq is going to take this first round. Right. And we're still neck and neck up on top.
Yeah, separated by half a Tetris. Now, the value of line clears in Tetrises goes up every time the levels increment here. So every time the color changes, the lines get more and more valuable.
Yeah, so if you have a player who pours it on post 19, they'll actually score better performance-wise versus someone who makes all their points pre-19.
That's right. All right, we are getting underway down the bottom. Marq up 1-0 here in an elimination game between Nolan and Marq. God, Nolan, honestly, kind of growing up before our eyes, a frequent participant in online tournaments. I mean, he's such a young kid, and I swear that he's just he's aged 3 years in the last, in the last year. It's just a lot of these folks in the online scene are, young and kind of teenagers, and folks who are kind of taking this scene by storm, and we're kind of watching them grow up before our eyes.
Yeah, that's one thing that it's exciting to see, like Joseph himself, our world champion. He's been in it a couple of years now. We're watching him grow up, and he's been instrumental in inspiring a lot of the new generation, showing them that they could do this, right? Like before that, it was mainly just people who had played NES Tetris in their youth going for these things. But now, when you have players who can perform so well, being so young and just playing for such a short time, showing the world what they can do, it's inspiring, and you get new players.
Whoa, Dog with that movement over on the right side to clear down a triple into a Tetris for Dog. Amazing movement from Dog on the left side. 843 for him, 770 for Pepe here on now going into level 27. Dog up by about 71,000 points. Now another Tetris. He's about 3 Tetrises ahead of Pepe. Pepe with a little bit of advantage in the sense that he's about 6 to 9 lines behind Dog. So as we approach kill screen, that will mean Pepe has some lines available that Dog does not have. And it looks like Dog's gonna, if he can get a Tetris here, be very close to maxing out. But the game being stingy right now, there's some Tetris. Gonna try to build for one more.
He's up high. He's gonna kill screen here. The next line.
He's set up for one on the left.
Holy cow.
And another max out for Dog here. Pepe not really going to be able to catch him without some significant action here. And he's just going to give up. Like, he knows he can't play like Dog on kill screen.
There. But he was in striking distance. I mean, if some players might have tried to build up a center well just in case those line bars came.
Yeah.
But
and what you'll see is, players as they get to like level 27, level 28, they'll say, they'll eschew, kind of, trying to clear down and instead try to build Tetrises on top of their garbage, because those Tetrises that they make can be pivotal in maintaining the lead. So
we saw that last week. We saw players both building center wells at the end for kill screen, and that made the difference. If a player didn't do the kill screen middle well at the end, that would have had a different outcome. So I don't know what to say other than sometimes you just got to go for it and maybe not give up.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll get those pieces.
And that's really what this whole competition comes down to, is just kind of knowing when to slow down, knowing when to speed up, and then knowing when to go all in. All right, down at the bottom, 272 for Nolan, 318 for Marq. Marq's going to Tetris 341. About a 5-line, at any given time, 1 to 5 lines difference in favor of Marq here. Now, it's for those kind of watching, it's not the lines, it's the score that we're tracking, which is interesting because, when I was a kid, the only thing I was concerned with was lines. Like, how many lines could I get before I topped out? But
Dog playing way high, and we are so neck and neck. The score differentials popping back and forth between 0 and just 1,000 points for a while back there. Either player pushing down, making that possible.
Crossing the 100-line mark down at the bottom. Nolan trying to find a long bar so he can stay efficient. Is he going to build for it? No, he's going to take the burns here. Now, Nolan back by 120,000 points. That's about 5 Tetrises, a little more than that.
Yeah, he's going to have to get more aggressive going into post 19 here.
Marq just ripping a bunch of pieces to the left. Of course, very important to build out your lefts. And Marq getting drowned a bit here.
Ooh. Barely got that in time, and he's going to have to do a little bit of cleanup.
Yeah, that hyper tap, probably the big advantage that it has is allows you to hold out a little bit longer for the right piece, because you can stash pieces over to the left very high while you wait for the right side, something for the right side.
Situation for Nolan. I don't think he's going to be able to that out.
All right, so Nolan is topped out and Marq is ahead and gets the heart.
Yeah, both players playing super risky, holding out for that long bar, playing super aggressive, and yeah, that's going to happen sometimes. Marq's still playing, And he's going to transition up high, but he's good, so...
Right, once we
We're going to our first elimination round of the day here. Potentially. Nolan having to win to stay in this.
I think a case can be made that Marq kind of qualified maybe a little too low for his skill level. All right, ready down at the bottom. We'll go ahead and get them underway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 61 with his performance. I mean, you're near max outs already for him. But him playing super risky, so I could see how in qualifiers, you swing for those home runs, and if you take too many risks, then you might get a max out, but not enough consistent ones to seed high.
Yeah. Now I think of course, originally Marq, a player on of PAL Tetris, which is the European version that's optimized for use on European televisions, has a different frame rate and slightly different movement and timings and everything. And one of the
different. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say one of the keys there is that post 19 play, at least until this year, was almost impossible and thought impossible for a long time. And level 19 was considered really to be the kill screen. And so I think, what ended up happening competitively is players have to just take insane risks on level 18 to build up a really high score because, your scoring potential after that was so low. And I think some of that still colors the way that Marq plays even to this day.
Yeah, that does make sense. They also have a different runway. Like, we have a much longer phase in 18, whereas the matches in PAL Tetris are much shorter.
Yeah, because they tend to end on that level 19 because it's so fast.
Mm-hmm.
But that, there are some inroads being made. I mean, it's a player named Adam MTS who is just broke the 800,000 barrier. Oh no, Nolan's going to top out!
Early top out. And that's going to do it. Marq advances. And Nolan, great performance here in the CTWC, but yeah, that's against a player like Marq. That will be our first elimination of the day.
All right, congratulations to you, Nolan. Here, it was obviously a huge accomplishment even to get into this very tough bracket here as a qualifier. So congratulations to you for making it in, and hope to see you throughout the online scene. I'm sure we will. Just a score check real quick. Dog here, 568, and Pepe, 512. So, pretty good paces from both of these players, but Dog putting up a really good transition score here. Just about to head to the 19 transition.
Yeah, Dog was one of the first players I saw play in your CTMs, Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I didn't, the names caught me off guard because I think the match that I saw was Dog versus Hydrant. And I was like, this has got to be intentional, right?
That's right.
How could it not be?
Yeah.
So
you're like, what am I even watching here? Why are these players named this? Who are these people?
It's just like, you know what dogs do to hydrants, right?
Well, and frequently that's what happens, unfortunately, for hydrants.
Oh! I wasn't planning to say it, but you did.
Well, I'm allowed to. Hydrant is a moderator in my Discord community, so
okay.
I give everyone a hard time.
But now, just seeing Dog play and just that clean stacking is just, wow.
Yep.
Someone that you can learn from here.
For sure. 747 for Dog, 608 for Pepe. So big lead. Both players on level 21. Both players, really clean stacks right now. And this is really a huge score right now for Dog. I mean, generally speaking, you're looking for, for max out pace, you're looking for about 800 through 200 lines. He's almost at 800 through 170 lines. So this is 1.2 million pace.
Yeah, this is going to be a monster score. And he's just so efficient. That last second rotations too.
And let's not short shrift Pepe here. His score is great too.
Oh yeah. This is double max out pace here. Pepe banging down another Tetris, reducing the deficit just slightly. I mean, he's 766,000 now to Dog's 856. Yeah, Pepe's board looking really clean right now. But what I love seeing about Dog's play, oh, nice dirty Tetris by Pepe, is people would talk about DAS players and just how well they would have to stack. And you're seeing all of that knowledge and stacking proficiency in a tapper.
Yeah, that's right. There's kind of a narrative here that somehow like tappers kind of over rely on the tapping ability to the detriment of stacking. But, you know, I think that's a bit of a myth. And Pepe just going to top out here, 870, and Dog is good. So Dog gonna
and the other dynamic is that, you know, Dog being so young, like, just shatters any kind of myth that they're, you know, stacking requires a lot of experience, because that shows that you can learn to play the game relatively quickly and just stack really well from the get-go. I don't know how he does it. It's amazing. I want to learn that. I want to learn from a new player and not a veteran. And as frightening as that is, like, that's what we're seeing now.
Chris, I don't think we have the neuroplasticity of the 12 and 13-year-olds here. I think we're kind of like, we're probably at our ceiling. All we can do is make incremental improvements in what we're already doing, very possibly.
Maybe. I have hope. I think there could be another wave of players that, you know, learns from the next generation. Like, I'm learning hyper tapping, right? Like, I started off as DAS and I've become a hyper tapper. So I want to break through and try to become like the old guy who like adopts the new players' techniques. So let's see if it's even possible. I mean, I'm not great yet, but I have hope that can happen someday.
Yeah, I remember very early in my involvement in the Tetris scene, you know, going back to 2017, early 2018. You know, I went in and said, hey, you know, someone take a look at my game here. You know, you could kind of send your recordings to people and they would look and they would say, hey, you might want to send this over to, there's this kind of young kid named Joseph. And he has some like really interesting things that he's doing. And I'm like, I don't want to have a 15-year-old, like, you know, I'm a grown man, right? I don't need a 15-year-old telling me how to play. How wrong was I, right? That was a dumb attitude.
Oh yeah. Chat says Dog needs a heart.
Oh, let's give Dog the heart. Yeah. Thank you, chat. Chat always on top of my mistakes.
Yeah, at first I thought that was a philosophical statement, but it's
yeah, no, it's just Vandweller messing up. As usual.
I thought I put my PB on the channel but it's not showing up for some reason.
Oh, the PB, we had to disable the PB commands because they're getting spammed a bit too much and taking the bot offline.
But yeah, my PB is around 600k. I'm getting better. It's just more of a, I don't have time to play very much anymore. I actually used to stream like last year. And what's funny about this Tetris Effect Connected adopting the CTWC format is that I used to stream Nest Tetris with Tetris Effect as my background, and I rigged it up so that when I do line clears, it would set off the backgrounds in Tetris Effect, and it was like this cool little hack that I did to be able to pull that off. And now they just went and smashed the two together, and now everything's connected.
So what are you saying, Chris? Are you saying you're owed some royalties here? Is that what I'm hearing?
No. I mean, it's really, I'm sure, us running the event and impressing Enhance at our events and seeing like us on ESPN and just everything that our community and the excitement that goes along with it. I mean, we all made this happen. Everything from online streamers like you, Vandy, to you know, our long bars, Adam, Trey, and Vince putting it together, and you know, maybe a little bit of my activity too. I went to GDC and I met with Mizuguchi and Enhanced Games, and we hung out there at GDC. I had a CTWC panel that year, and they had a Tetris Effect panel, so maybe that helped a little. I don't know, but I know that nothing would be possible without this great community that we've built. So I'm super thankful, and you don't see too many things happen where a competitive community kind of doing its own thing will do things that influence the core game and franchise, and that's what we're seeing here.
So a little score check here. Dog 209 and Pepe 250. Pepe trying to dig out this center well And that's what often happens with the center well, is you kind of set it up and then you get kind of stuck because it's, it's so easy to keep covering it, uncovering it. He's going to uncover it now. See if he can finally get the long bar, avoiding taking a burn because he really can't with that gap over on the right side in the 10th column.
Yeah, man.
And that's going to give Dog enough time to retake the lead, just like that.
Pepe's out of it if he can get the right pieces. I think a couple more burns. Yeah, he got it. Okay, so now he's waiting for the long bar again. That center well almost working out.
Opening it up again. Finally with the long bar.
Boom, Tetris for Pepe. Finally getting that center well just stagnant for a while.
That's what people wanted to hear, the boom.
Oh, he needed, that. I appreciate that center well, and he's going to keep it open. Pepe sticking with it. There it is, that nice juicy center well. He's not able to capitalize on that long bar, though. He covered it up, and boom, center well, Tetris for Pepe again. Batting back to deficit slightly, and Dog hitting down 2 in a row now, up 46,000 points as we reach line 100.
Pepe so with that center well. And I think you just got to get out of that situation. T-spin from Pepe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, T-spins are super useful in keeping a center well alive.
Yeah, no doubt. Not scored for, those of you who might be more familiar with kind of modern Tetris rules. T-spins certainly possible, but not really. They don't count for any score here. They're just kind of something you kind of have to do to downstack.
Yeah, and in the beginning it was like a show-off maneuver, but now it's just another thing in the skill set. I think every player, when you see the setup or an opportunity to use your pieces efficiently, it's just another tool. Why not?
459 for Dog, 360 for Pepe, heading into transition. About 100,000 point lead for Dog.
Mm-hmm. And Pepe just one Tetris away from transition. Dog not far behind. Both stacks looking really nice right now.
Dog trying to get
Pepe transitions with the Tetris.
Dog trying to get one last Tetris before transition. He does. 529 transition for Dog. 432 transition-ish for Pepe. Oh no, Pepe flipping pieces around.
And he's going to have to dig back down. Rough setup. He has to get the long bar over to the right and can't. And that's going to top him out. And Dog with a sweep advances with authority. And some great scores already, but great showing by Pepe. We'll see more of him as he goes against Marq. We'll have Argentina versus Germany in our next match for them.
That's right. So let's go ahead and give Dog his heart. There it is. 3 hearts right there. Let's go ahead and give a look at our bracket here. Well, it flops around and renders, and there it is.